Party music. I ain't got no party music. Oh, ain't got no party music, but we dance because we make our own music. Party music.
Claudia, you got to join us, Claudia.
Claudia's under her desk crying. It's understandable. She's not as crying as I thought she was going to be. Dance with us, Claudia.
Good afternoon, y'all. Listen, it's one of those days where it's a sad day, it's an exciting day, but I wanted us to just take a minute and celebrate Robert. So welcome to the 2 o'clock. We just had the HR team had the opportunity to visit Matt and the team at the golf course. Those guys are out there working hard. The greens look excelente. So thank you for all those those hard work. Terry, no, we didn't drink any of the punch, but we probably need to today after some of the days that we've had. It's good to see folks doing work. We spent some time with the team at Snelling. And I always start with a fun story. So I'm going to tell you a fun story we have before we dive in. Katrina, let me know if I'm wrong about this, but Elizabeth, I think is her name, on the Snelling team. We were just chatting with everybody there, talking about opening. And she said, y'all, I have a story to tell y'all. So we were like, okay. She was like, her name's Elizabeth. She said she was shopping in the grocery store the other day. And she noticed students, and she knew that they were UGA students. She's seen them, they've come to Snelling before, and they were behind her, and she was in the line, and they were standing right behind her. And when her stuff got up on the counter, it was the time for her to be rung up. Those UGA students walked over to her and the cashier and told the cashier, absolutely not, we're gonna pay for her groceries. And she said it was $70 worth of groceries, and they recognized her and they paid for her groceries. I thought I'd share that fun and exciting story. It just really speaks to the work that we do and the impact that each of us individually have without noticing it. We don't do it because we want the accolades, but we do it because it's the right thing to do. And so I needed to share, I already told Elizabeth, I'm gonna have to share that story to the entire team because it's an incredible story to hear as we all get prepared to welcome our students back. So, Captain, I'm gonna turn things over to you. I just needed to do that. I know, I got you, Captain. I needed to do that. We can open up with hearing from Robert a little bit, and then hearing from folks on the call.
Okay. So Robert, we reserve the right to mute you if you don't let people say their goodbyes and you try to make it about the team. This is their chance to say goodbye to you. So don't make me mute you. Just saying. Okay, so who wants to go first? Bill McGee, I see your face is is like on the bar of the top people on my, I guess you were the first one to share your camera, so you get to go first.
All righty. Well, what can I say? It has been almost 6 years. November the 17th, I believe, is the anniversary since Robert come in. When we talked earlier about his interview process, and I was lucky enough as a department head to meet him during that process. I was impressed then, and I am beyond words at this point after nearly 6 years. We have had leadership of a visionary that I have never seen or worked with before. I have personally been able to work closely with Robert, and he has mentored me and helped me become a better man, a better person, and a better leader here in auxiliary services. And for that, I'll eternally be grateful. So with that, I'll leave it. Hopefully somebody can have some levity. I'm not much for smiles and jokes, but I speak that from the heart. So Robert, you will be missed.
Yes, I did notice that you did not join the dance party with us with our made up music, and that's fine. We want, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Who's up? Okay, Brett. I won't promise I won't call. We won't call on Brett yet because she's double dipping in meetings. So fine, I won't do it. But oh, Maggie wants to go for it, Maggie.
And we got Claudia next. So
We got Claudia next. Okay.
yes.
Can you hear me?
We can, Maggie.
Awesome sauce. Robert, it's been a pleasure. I'll never forget the scooter breakdown in the rescue and us talking about classic cars. So I sent you your little note, and when you're riding along that Pacific Highway, you wave at the ocean for me, okay?
I'll do that. Maggie, I missed just popping in and stepping on your bus and talking with you. I really have enjoyed the times when we've gotten to do that.
Well, wish you the best of everything and safe journeys out there.
Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, Claudia, you're up.
Okay, so I have to say with Robert, it's been great in that, okay, have y'all ever watched back in the day when Saturday Night Live was funny and talking like the 80s, and Gilda Radner had her character, Emily Latilla, and she would do like, you know, go off on a rant about violence on TV, and they'd be like, it was violence, and then, oh, never mind. Well, with Robert, I've misheard something or misunderstood, and I'll go into his office and go on a rant about it, and he'll just sit there and be like, and then he'll go, did you think that maybe it was this word? And I'll be like, oh, never mind. So it's been nice in that he understands. I have tinnitus. I'll mishear things. I'm a blonde. I misunderstand things at times. So it does make it interesting, and I hope I've made his job interesting and funny with my little misunderstandings and my foibles and stuff. So I'm gonna miss him a lot because I don't know if Brett's gonna be able to handle when I misconstrue something. It'll be interesting. That's all.
So, Claudia, it's been great working with you, and, you know, being able to joke back and forth is part of what I like in my day because it helps lighten the day as it is. But, you know, on a different note, and I noticed you've kind of moved back into the 70s a little bit. I will tell you that we did not put in a pay phone when we got rid of the phones here in the office. That's her pay phone. It's not a university money saving operation. So.
You know, we could do that. I worked at Bell South back in the 80s and 90s, and I was able to buy the payphone when they were getting rid of them. If I didn't have it installed, I'd go put in an auxiliary and we can make some money that way, or put in Bolton or something.
New revenue.
Robert, can you call Claudia? We got to see it work. We got to see it work.
Hang on, I'll call it because I don't want to give my phone number out to everybody. Give me 1 second. You'll probably hear my dogs go nuts in a minute.
We'll blame it on Randolph.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
All right, well, thanks, Claudia. Hey, Catherine.
Hey, Randolph.
Can we spotlight Todd for a second? There's a picture he has up there that we got to spotlight.
Oh, hang on. I just messed up my screen. I don't know. Hang on. Let me see if I can.
Or if he starts talking.
You'll have to start talking first.
All right, fine. Can you hear me now?
Ah! That's nice. I love it.
I'm way off to the far right side of the picture, so you don't need to see me in that one.
It ain't about you, Todd.
Well, you know, exactly.
Give me a copy of that.
Awesome.
Oh, I got copies everywhere.
Very nice. Very nice. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
I remember that. That was a
Look at you.
good meeting.
It's a good look. Just saying, it's a good look. Okay, Morgan's got a hand up. Go ahead, Morgan.
Hey, Robert. I am sorry I never got to meet you in person. And I will admit to definitely being one of those people who, for the first however long you were here, was in the cynicism category. I had kind of been burned / annoyed by several aspects of auxiliary services / parking services culture in the years before you got here. And was just like, okay, well, I like my job, and that's more important than like what my boss's bosses do, kind of thing. But I kind of was like, whatever, this corporate and speak they ever have every once in a while bring in, like they pay enough money to some speaker that we could have just all gotten a raise from, whatever, that's dumb. And then there's this like meeting at Tate, and you bring in some speaker, and like that's the first time I remember seeing you in that little video thing at the front. And then all this stuff was just like, it sounded like you were just trying to make it sound sweet that you were automating all our jobs away and we were going to lose our jobs because these machines were going to come in. And I was definitely just like, you know, like, whatever. I'm just going to hope I can make it till I retire before my job gets deleted. And then this whole lockdown thing and being able to see you and talk to you and like actually understand that the bubble organization is real and not just a corporate speak, and that you are actually serious about all the things you were saying. And it wasn't just yet another case of a government organization trying to like steal a little bit from corporate America kind of stuff. And it just like, it kind of just shocked me, to be honest. And I went into this lockdown very much just like, I love my job, but sometimes everything else about my job besides my job frustrates me, to, wow, I can't wait to get back to campus and start really thinking bigger. So thank you so much for changing this culture and making a believer out of a cynic like me.
You know, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to spend some time talking in the past, because I've been really following you as you've been involved in these meetings and really have enjoyed the contributions you brought, because it really knows the depth of us understanding more about who we are personally and what we can be communicatively as a culture here on campus. I say it very honestly from my heart when I talk about people first, because we really have to focus on the importance of what our people bring and how we make sure they're taken care of. And I hope that that remains as a part of our organization going forward. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are most welcome, and thank you so much again. Bye. Congratulations on your awesomeness.
All right, Melanie, go ahead. You had your hand up.
Hey, I'm trying to unmute here. Can you hear me?
We can. You little quiet, but so you may have to yell a little bit. But
okay. First of all, I would like to ask Robert what that outfit was about. That was the funny looking outfit he had on.
a 70s themed event after a parking meeting that we had.
Oh, funny. Very cool. I like it.
There's equally as bad ones that I think Jessica has in catering. And Catherine probably has that one too, actually.
Please hold, it's coming.
Funny, funny, funny.
Because you have to be a part of the team, you know?
Exactly. Well, anyways, I just wanted to tell you that thank you for all you've done for all of us at UGA. And I want to wish you well as you go to California. I want to tell you that every interaction I have had with you has been super pleasant, and I appreciate your kindness. And I just hope the Lord will bless you and keep you and guide you as you go through this journey to California and everything you're going to do there. And we'll miss you here.
Thank you. I really do enjoy the times when we get to sit down and talk. And, you know, like I was telling Maggie, one of the best parts of my job is actually getting out and connecting with people and listening to them and hearing, you know, some of the things that they do both personally in their lives and the thoughts that they have too. So thank you. I appreciate having had.
That means a lot. That means a lot. Thank you.
All right, who's next? I'll start calling on folks. Don't act like I won't. All right, Jeff Arthur, you're up.
Excellent. Well, first of all, I wanted to thank Robert just for all the help he's been, but also thank him for, and I don't know if it's been announced yet or not, but I'm taking over for his position when he goes. So I wasn't sure if he was going to announce that or I was. I just figured I'd just throw it out there. So
I was waiting till the end, Jeff.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to spoil it.
Bye, Jeff. Bye, Jeff. Okay, who's next?
But I do appreciate all your help. all the questions we had, you know, and asking questions and trying to learn more and stuff. I appreciate the feedback you've given me and just being able to help me to think through things, you know, and thinking bigger and those kind of things too, but also just be able to handle all the things that I've done. I definitely appreciate all your help and your feedback. And I think, you know, once a dog, always a dog. So in my eyes, you'll always be a bulldog. So go Dogs.
I have been honored to be a part of the Bulldog team here and be a part of the Bulldog Nation. You know, seeing what your background is, that's some of the things that are the legacy that we have as a team together. And, you know, taking it from what you guys are doing over at Transit and having to rethink how everything goes because of this substantial change. You guys are now the leaders in the industry with all of this stuff. I mean, you know, I'm so glad that I had a chance to be a part of that. Thank you, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So
Oh, Jeff, by the way, just FYI, Nachos got your spot, Jeff.
Well, I got to have somebody take it. So there we go.
all right, hang on. I got this.
Good to have ambition.
Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Can I go next?
Yes, you can go next while I'm trying to get my what I had saved to cooperate. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, I just want to thank you for all your guidance and wisdom and lessons and the foundation that you're leaving behind. And we're going to keep carrying the torch and thinking bigger. So thanks a bunch for everything.
I appreciate it, Greg. And, you know, as you continue to go forward, the enthusiasm that you bring and the way that you lead people is incredible. And
Appreciate
you
that.
impact not just on the team members that you have, but on everybody that gets a chance to spend time. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for about.
All right. Scott, I saw your hand up. Go ahead.
All right. I was just going to tell a quick story of People First, that when Robert first exhibited it in my presence, we were in the middle of the atrium project, redoing atrium and redoing the iris cameras. And I was walking down the hall, taking a piece of gum out of my pocket. It was one, it's in cellophane, so I was having to unwrap it. He thought I was unwrapping antacid for my stomach. And so anyway, he showed concern that I was stressing out too much. Just a piece of gum. Anyway, it was the first time I got to see it. It was really before he presented the People First thing to the whole group. So anyway, it was one of those, and ever since then I had a better feeling for People First from that, and I appreciated it.
To be fair, Scott, the antacids are part of the new employee handout at that. So I mean, that's
right.
You know, that's also a legitimate thing.
Well, and he's taken the time on occasion to thank people for what they've done and recognize people when they've done stuff, and that's really important. And I appreciate what he's done. He's shown great leadership, and I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, Scott and I actually, you know, his background, he and I have been able to track on some different things. And one of the things is some of the inspiration that I've drawn is from some of the leaders he has worked under, not directly under, but under the organizations before, which really has inspired some of the People First components of that too. And if you know Scott, one of the things that is his strength is thinking through how a project flows and how we can get things done. And if you haven't had a chance to work with Scott, you know, he has some incredible things that he can help share with you on. Really, really proud to have been a part of the team that gets to work with all of you. And the ones that I get to work hands-on with, you know, I've had an honor of actually sharing that time. Really appreciate the time.
All right, Chris Fagan, let me show this real quick and then you're up. Where did it go? Can you see it?
Yep, it looks good to me.
No.
There's nothing there. Smarty pants. Hang on then. I will have to figure this out. I will not be defeated by Zoom. We have come too far, Zoom, for you to defeat me like this today. Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry about that. I'm multitasking over here. I just wanted to take a quick second, to thank Robert and wish him well on his next chapter at UC Riverside. I'm sure that the pot stirring dance will be effective over there at UC Riverside, just as it has been here at UGA. And safe travels and thank you. And we look forward to seeing you down the road. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Chris, and I know you're going to be continuing to do great things. So just remember, though, that stirring the pot isn't a bad thing. When you stir the pot, things don't get stuck to the bottom and they don't burn. They get a chance to rise to the top.
There you go. There you go. I'm with that. And that, yeah, and I just want to echo Greg's statement. I think Greg really summed it up probably better than I did. So anyway, appreciate it and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, who wants to go next?
Catherine, while folks are thinking about this, I see Mark's hand, but Robert, where's Jeffrey? You don't get to say goodbye?
I'm sorry, I can send you pictures, but he's already on the other side of the country. So Gary enjoyed several of the first videos that we did, but he now resides on the other side of the country. There's only so much stuff I can fit in my car when I head out tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead, Mark. Mark?
Can't hear you, Mark. You're muted.
Sorry, turned on my video and forgot to unmute. I just wanted to thank Robert. And one thing I've noticed about you, Robert, is that I haven't seen from some of our previous associate vice presidents is you getting out there and walking around to your units and checking up on us and seeing how we're doing, seeing if there's anything you can do for us, all of that stuff. And it's definitely appreciated. And also for your just willingness to let us experiment and see how we can improve the operations of the units has been huge. And it's also created a huge cultural change around here. So thank you.
Mark, I got to tell you that we have noticed what you have been able to do and the incredible growth in what we've been able to do in the IT department because of the things that you've been leading and joining in on. Thank you. It's incredible. I mean, I remember when you were over in parking, one of the things that I was concerned about was that you were doing too many tasks, not being able to use the skills that you had. And today, your skills shine. They shine very brightly. So thank you.
We'll definitely miss you around the campus here. And best wishes at UC Riverside.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. All right, I'm gonna try this one more time. I will not be defeated. Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Myself.
That would be the one right here in the corner with the hashtag boss, hashtag need a vacation. I'm struggling because I didn't get all the way. I wasn't able to get back to my house before this call, and because there was another really classy picture that I would have loved to have shared, but we'll just have to settle for this one for now.
So I'm going to share a video real quick, if it'll come through, because I saw just a quick message. And so I wanted to share this, if you can see it. That is Gary driving in the car. So
poor Gary.
That was COVID. Gary had to get out and get some fresh air too. So, you know.
Fresh air is needed. All right, who wants to go next? We'll call on you. Blaine Van Note, you're up.
Hey, thank you, Catherine. Appreciate you calling on me
You're
when I didn't have my hand raised. So thank you for that.
What happens? Gotta keep you on your toes.
No, I like to think I'm the first person in auxiliary services who knew who our new AVP was, because I'm familiar with the person who facilitated the search for our new AVP, and I thought it would be a great thing, but it turned out to be incredibly awkward having my wife know my boss before I knew my new boss. But that's just kind of the nature of the beast sometimes. But Robert, we appreciate everything you've done for us. Appreciate your vision and what you've led us, where you've led us to, and where we're going. And have fun out there at UC Riverside. You can take some of the things you learned, you knew and accomplished here with transportation and parking specifically, and pass those along to our colleague Irma Henderson out there at UC Riverside. You can tell her well wishes from Blaine and Todd when you see Irma out there at UC Riverside.
I was talking to Irma just a couple days ago, and she had mentioned that Todd had been talking to her recently too. So, yeah, she's an incredible person. I've gotten to know her for several years. But the other piece of that too, and Blaine, thank you for what you have brought, because you have a lot of really good pieces to what we do here on campus. And I know we did some realignment to be able to help expand on some of those things that you were able to do and bring to the campus. But also do me a favor and thank Lindsay, because if it weren't for her persistence in talking to me, I wouldn't be here at all. And so I did talk to her and know her for a couple months before I ever got to meet you too.
Good. I'll tell her thank you. She's right in here, right there. Say thank you, Robert. She's on her own Zoom call in that office right there. And I won't take all the time, but I do want to tell one more story about Robert. And Robert, one thing I certainly appreciate about you is that I've been here 12 years, you were the first AVP that really knew my specific industry, and you knew it better than me, which was fantastic. And I was certainly okay with that. I'll tell a story that we were at a conference in California a few years ago, and I got to visit the second largest parking deck in the world. It doesn't sound that exciting, except for maybe in the parking world, but it's a parking deck at Disneyland. It's over 10,000 parking spaces. And I was so excited to come back and tell Robert. I said, hey, I had a little, insight that he didn't know about, and I got to explain it to him until he told me that he was involved and consulted when they were designing this new, huge, massive parking deck. So I knew then that I would never know more at that moment than Robert did about my industry, but that was refreshing.
I learn from everybody that I work with, and I guarantee I picked up stuff from you, and I know I picked up stuff from Todd, and I know I picked up from so many of the people that are around here, because it is team. It's not about any individual. So, Todd knows those parking decks over there extremely well.
Yeah,
he's heard a lot about decks and parking just from being closer to people like you and Todd and others. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Okay, I've had a request to share another picture. So let me try. We will not be defeated. I'm telling you, it's gonna, I'm having to share it in Word. Oh wait, maybe it's gonna let me share. Can you see it?
Not yet.
I think the last one was, oh, there you go.
There we go.
Okay. Would you like to introduce them? Robert, I've been told that these are family members of Gary.
I'm sure that they are, their fashion sense is a little bit different, that's all.
I hear that's Gary's wife and child.
Wife and child.
Will those be going in the car with you to Arizona, Robert?
Those, that's part of the estranged family. They're not connected.
All right. Let's see. Now I gotta. This gets hang on. You know, we're gonna have to let you go out on a bang with me and Zoom for sure. Share. Okay. All right. Who's next? Let's see. Miss Sherry. Miss Sherry, are you there? There's Miss Sherry. Hi, Miss Sherry.
I am here. How did I know that you were going to call on me, Catherine?
You could feel it. I was sending.
Well, Robert, it's going to be bittersweet. I celebrate for you and with you for your new opportunities, your new journey. I'm excited for the good things to come and the opportunities that you're going to have. But sadly to say, you're going to be greatly missed, and your presence in the office is definitely going to be a void there. I always look forward when you were there, and just your kindness and your friendship and sharing. I loved you sharing your pancakes with us, that's for sure. Those were amazing, and I'll always remember that. But I'll always remember you and just the impact that you've made on us individually, as a person, and the impact that you have made on our division. I don't think there's enough human words to deeply, warmly explain or express just the impact that you've had on all of us individually and as a division. And we thank you, and just so happy for the good things that are to come. And you are going to be deeply missed, and I will miss you, that's for sure. Thanks for being a great friend.
Thank you. I'm so glad that we were able to come together, and I really appreciated you being here as a part of the team, and all the things that you brought, both with your knowledge of what we've done in the past and being able to connect with people, being, you know, there's that stability in somebody who has that calm demeanor and knows where they are in themselves. And I really appreciated every chance we got to talk, how I felt, you know, that calming nature and that stability that you were able to bring. And I know that a lot of that comes from your faith as well. So I really do appreciate that. And I will tell you that there are some little Tupperware containers in the fridge that have sourdough starter in them. And so if any of you guys want that, you can have that. The fridge did go out, but it doesn't hurt the sourdough at all. It's still good. It doesn't get affected by that. So there are a couple of containers in the fridge for that. And I will tell you that this sourdough starter is over 100 years old, traveled over the Chilkoot Trail back in the gold rush days of Alaska, and in my family for over 50 years. And we've been keeping it going and sharing it with friends. And I would tell you that what I like to think about sourdough starter is the same way that I like to think about the way we work in an organization. And the starter is just part of how you start growing operations. You put in the starter with the other ingredients to let them grow and become greater than they were. And then you get to separate that out and share it with others. And so I'm happy to share that with you guys. I really enjoyed being able to make pancakes for people when they come through the office. But I also want to share that with you guys because, you know, it only takes a little bit, just like starting a fire. It just takes a spark to get a fire going. It just takes a little bit of the sourdough to be able to grow into something much bigger than it was. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done and being able to be a part of that growing culture around you.
All right, Sarah's got her hand up. Go ahead, Sarah.
Hi. So, Robert, I met you only once before a football game, but I just wanted to wish you good luck on your future endeavors, and thank you for giving us this gift of this culture of Think Bigger. I think it's very important. It was a pleasure to meet you through these talks.
Thank you. I'm glad you're a part of the team and, you know, look forward to continuing to have great things happen. Good seeing you, and wish we would have gotten a chance to spend more time together. COVID kind of threw a monkey wrench in a lot of this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Brett, are you available yet? Maybe.
I see she's unmuted. I think she's having sound issues.
Okay, we'll keep trying with Brett.
I'm gonna call. Oh, she says you'll call
She
in.
says she'll call in shortly, but she's having sound issues.
Okay, good deal. Let's see. Craig, had you unmuted yourself in an attempt to go next?
Yeah, I've unmuted myself. You can hear me, right? Okay. Yeah, no, Robert, I always like seeing good things happen to good people, and I love seeing great things happen to great people. So, you know, congratulations. You know, I mean, wish you all the best. My parents offer up their best. My dad said, "Is he the one that came from Alaska?" I says, "Yep, that's the one." Loved the talks that we've had over the years. Not used to having talks like that with somebody, in your position. Not used to it. 30 years, never happened. So it's just amazing. You've been fantastic to work for. Thank you very much for the time that we've gotten together. I do have a question though. 78 plane tickets to California. Can we put that on the P card?
You know, you can put it on. I'm not sure it'll stick. I won't be the one approving it. How's that?
That's fine. That's fine. Brett?
I guess that's a good segue. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, in true Robert fashion, he shares with us a story about sourdough bread or sourdough pancake mix of all things. And it's not really just a story about sourdough pancake mix. It's really a story about life, right? Time and time again, I've been so privileged to be able to be a part of those kind of conversations and to be able to garner a little bit of that wisdom. And I really am going to miss it, Robert. Our long talks and brainstorming and thinking bigger, and how, I don't know, we just were always able to kind of feed off of each other and think about things differently. And really appreciate all that you taught me. Been one of my mentor, had a lot, but you're one of the top ones up there for certain. So thank you for investing in me, and thank you for investing in this team.
I really appreciate that, Brett. You know, Brett and several of us here in the building have benefited from having a lot of hallway conversations. And our goal really was to try and get more of us into one location. And we've been working hard to try and find that location where we could bring people closer together. Because I think that there's formalized ways of trying to connect with people and informal ways of connecting with people. And when we do the formalized piece, it almost feels like we only can do it at those times. And we only have those opportunities when we have that scheduled time. But really, and I know Brett knows this and lives this as well, take the opportunity to connect with people whenever you see them and not just when there's a scheduled time. And, you know, Brian has suffered through this several times when he says, "Have you got a minute?" And I come into my office, and 2 hours later, we've come through and discussed so many different things. We're able to keep going on that, keep that piece going forward. Brett and I have the great connection of being directly across the hall from one another. And it's been really that piece where we can just bounce things back and forth. And that's where, you know, when we're looking at all of these things, why I talk about the importance of team, because it isn't about one person. It is about what we can do collectively. And the more that we can share information, that's where we get that think bigger component and how we look at that people first component. We keep getting to that point, being able to grow beyond what any one of us knows, create those experiences that benefit the campus as a whole. So thank you, Brett and others as well.
Can I chime in?
Sure.
Robert, I need to correct you on something.
Uh-oh.
Those got a minute requests were normally like 4 to 5 hour conversations down these deep rabbit holes about food and customer service and giving back to our campus community and how we can support and build relationships and put our people first and work with one another and all these things. And those are some great things that I think you've not only taught me, but taught a lot of us along the way. And I just want to say one thing about Robert and his notion of putting people first. You know, we're all human beings and we have good days and bad days and ups and downs and everything else. And, you know, Robert, you see me at my best. You see me at my most challenging. You've always been there for me. And I appreciate that more than anything in the entire world. You will never know how grateful I am that you've come into our world here and taught us the things that you've taught us and been there for us. It truly means a lot. I'm going to miss you. I know we're all going to miss you. You know, have a good trip west. I hope to come see you one day out there in Tucson and just enjoy life from here. Thanks for everything.
Thank you, Brian. And yeah, 2 hours was a conservative statement, I'm sure, but others know that as well. I mean, we had a exit interview the other day with Randolph and a couple others, and when we sat down to have that 20-minute conversation, it was, well, we all have other meetings we have to leave to get to because it's been a couple hours. But I think that the value in that still comes down to it takes time to be able to go through and discuss all the pieces. And as we talk about the pieces, so many other pieces start coming into play, and we want to be able to make sure we're making those connections. And Brian, you know, that's where you and I have had some incredibly great conversations and really been able to develop some really cool things out of that. So, you know, I'm going to miss our conversations because we think a lot along the same paths. We have some similar experiences, and I know I'm going to miss that time. I mean, you didn't necessarily get to reside in the building, but you were here enough that you couldn't get away from the building at times too.
That's right. And I have your number.
Yeah, good.
Your personal number. I'll be calling.
And one of the things you said makes me go back to one particular piece, you know, we operate more like a family. And so we do get to see people at their best and at their worst, but we're still family in the end. We get to help one another, build each other up and not tear each other down. Awesome team here, no matter what. What an awesome team that we've had here on campus. Proud to be a part of it. Proud to have been a part of it.
All right. Let's see. Who can I pick on next? Don? Don Walter, are you there?
I am here.
All right. You're up.
I'm not sure if y'all can see me.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Robert, I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed getting to know you. Enjoyed our travels together, including going to Winnipeg in February and back in less than 24 hours. Chris Stabbs would still like to give you one more sales pitch before you leave tomorrow. I've watched you teach battery engineers about batteries. I saw you come up with a lighting solution in our decks when every lighting manufacturer didn't have an answer. And I've always been very impressed with all of your accomplishments that you've had here at the university. And I wish you the best of luck. I really do in your future and your family.
Don, I appreciate that. And I want to just go back because you mentioned traveling together, and I do kind of try and get in and out of places quick, not dwell a lot of time in places, because I did a lot of traveling while I was here. But always what we were doing and what you and I were doing there was finding the best solutions for the campus. And I'm going to tell a little bit of a story that a couple of us know, but you and I know, and we got to spend some time in California together as well and visit a different manufacturer. And, you know, sharing stories as we were driving along and getting to know you better was something that I truly treasure. Getting to know more about you and your past and what you've been through. And thank you in particular for your service that you provided to the country, because that's an important piece that we want to make sure that we can always focus on, the people who have given so much for our country in the past. You've given a lot to the university as a whole as well, and I do commend you for all that. But the story is one of renting a car, and what I would tell you is that I rented a car and I went with the car that I could get, because at the time cars were a little bit in short supply. And I went and picked up Don in the car. And what I didn't know was that the driver's seat had full adjustability. The passenger seat had Don looking over the steering, over the dash with about this much of his head. And that's about all, because it was right down on the floor. And one of the most uncomfortable seats, I'm sure, that we could ever see. Totally unintentional, but it's a memory that's burned into my mind, and I know it's burned into yours too, because we had about a 2-hour drive each direction in a car through LA traffic where he could just barely see up over the dash of the car. So
I still have to wear orthopedic shirts from that, so.
that was a good trip, though.
That was very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
And Don, have you shared your other information?
I have not, but I will. I've put in to retire through the incentive program with 1st of October as my last day. I didn't want to steal your thunder here, Robert, but I think a lot of people know already. I've enjoyed the hell out of working at the university. Seen a lot of people come, a lot of people go, and now it's my turn to go.
Wow, and Don, congratulations on that. And also, when you're looking at that, and I think that both of us look at it as there's a time that's good for us to be able to let other people take the reins. But when we look back, the legacy that goes along with parking transportation and bringing that team together and doing things in a different manner, that legacy extends to being able to develop that electric bus program, which you were key in all of that process, creating not just leadership, but we are the leaders in the country for electric buses. That's a legacy that will stand for a long time. Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Don. I believe the message I saw said Nacha wanted to go next.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to, I had chatted in that, Robert, I wanted to thank you. Of course, now you threw this at me and I was chatting something to Don. Thank you, Don, for being there with transit. But then back to Robert is that, Robert, when I first was given the position of supervisor at transit, you were driving through. Do you remember the morning just right after that had happened, and you were driving through the parking lot, and I was wandering the parking lot turning off buses that had been left running, and you had just a really quick chat that just seemed so natural for you to come and, you know, encourage me and talk to me, and and it was really a turning point in my attitude, because I was still, at that point, I was still pretty much in shock that I had been given the position of supervisor, and I was questioning whether or not it was the right position for me, or if I need to go back to drive-in, or how it was all going to turn out. But you just had such a calming effect to talk to me and chat with me during that time. And I want to just once again say thank you. Thank you so much for helping me to see that that it was time for a change in my life, and that things were moving up for me. So thank you.
Well, and thank you. I remember that conversation well. And it goes back to, you know, we were talking and you were a little uncertain, but you started talking about the things that you saw as possibilities and the things that you wanted to do. And it was just such great energy. And having known you for several years already before that, and connecting and talking, I saw it as a great opportunity for the department to bring all the things that you already knew, and then those great ideas that you were sharing too at that time, to be able to make the department stronger. And you know, that's all about thinking bigger and empowering people to be able to do those things. And so, you know, I remember that conversation well, and I'm glad we had a chance to connect on that. And thank you. And I have heard very positive things since then. Thank you, Nacho.
Todd Berven, you're up.
I know you called me out.
I did. I did. Y'all should know that. How many weeks have we been doing this? There's no shame in my calling out game over here. Okay, so go forth.
Yeah, I'm just refusing to put my camera on now because I got the picture up. So that's
that
good
works.
enough.
So Todd, because you have that picture up, the person standing next to me there is also now at UC Riverside too. So
true.
Is that a sign? Is this like the telling picture that says, okay, if you're in this picture, you're going to end up at UC Riverside?
No.
Todd has vowed never to go back to California.
True. But yeah, first I'd like to say, I don't know why it would take you and Don 2 hours to go each way, because, you know, I can make it through LA pretty quick. You just take the illegal toll road and get a ticket. So
been there, done that.
So no, but I'd like to say, you know, and we've had this talk before too, you know, thank you very much. You got me out of California, the opportunity to do some things here. Blaine really touched on it too. Him and I, you know, come up with some crazy ideas and throw it out there and see what happens. So I appreciate it. I know that my family appreciates it too. Much better place to be here than out there right now, but they'll be happy there, I know. But yeah, California was pretty much done for me and all of us. But we just appreciate, you know, getting us here. And the UGA family is just awesome. And basically it's because of the culture you've created in auxiliary that makes it that way.
Well, I'll miss having you as part of the team too, because you do bring a lot to the table. But I know that you've been talking to Irma, because she and I were talking just the other day, and she mentioned that she had just talked to you. And you know, I think that's the strength about what a lot of people on our team have, is those connections outside of our borders, and being able to make sure that we don't have the blinders of just what we're doing today, but what others are doing, and being able to bring that in as well. So, Todd, you brought a lot to the team, and I do appreciate that. And I know the value that you have, and want to make sure that you can continue to be successful too. So thank you.
No problem. And yes, Brett, I've had to say it twice. The first time was a little bit different. He just kind of disappeared, left me hanging.
Thanks, Todd. Okay, I'm looking and seeing who else. If I don't see any hands, you know I'm going to call on you. Oh, shame. Mike Perkins. Tag, you're it.
Can you guys hear me at all?
We can't. Oh, fantastic picture too.
Hang on, I'll get my video. All right, let's see. Do I have, I don't know if I got video on this thing or not. Is it coming up?
But no.
Oh yeah, hey.
The Think Bigger picture was not that bad to look at either. So I'm just saying.
The Think Bigger photo didn't have as much head shine coming off. Yeah, with the blinding reflection coming off my head. But I won't go on too long, which I'm good at doing, as all of you know. But you know, when it comes to Robert, I got to share with him just the other day when he and I were just having a chat that it's extremely rare to have really top level leadership like that. You can get close to these leaders, but I truly do feel like I gained a friend out of my time with him, and I hope he thinks the same thing, you know. But the kind of personal nature, the way in which he engages, the way in which he truly walks the walk based off of the talk that he talks, especially with empowerment, with wanting to get people engaged to grow people. I can't thank him enough. We laugh with each other. I've already told him I'm going to fly out at some point to his offices just so we can have a talk that runs way too long in the parking lot while he's trying to get in his car and go home, because we used to start at my office doorway, walk down the stairs together, and it's some of my best memories. And it was supposed to be about 5 quick minutes, and sometimes 45 minutes to an hour later, we're just standing in the parking lot outside of auxiliary. So Robert, you know, I've told you, you're going to be missed. I think you've done a fantastic job at equipping and growing up leadership across all levels. That's going to fill this void when you're gone, and you're going to definitely be missed. I do think we'll be okay, but nobody's going to ever be quite like you. So we sure do appreciate it. Thanks for giving me a chance to speak, Catherine.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike, one of the things that I miss is not having you here in the building, because I can hear the excitement at the end of the hall and it just draws me down to it. And I don't know how many times I popped in on the meetings you guys were having, because I could just hear the sound level go up. And I just felt drawn to going down and seeing what was happening. And, you know, the energy around that and the energy that we have in many of the different areas we have on campus, that's where it gets us to where we're going. And you don't just think about what we need to do today, you really get into that, where can we go for tomorrow? And not tomorrow like the next day, but the future tomorrow. And that, for me, is the truly fun part about being here and working with all of you guys. Thank you.
So we have 2 minutes. Randolph sent me a text. I mean, it's obvious that I don't do well with the time, keeping up with the time and how close to the end time we have gotten. So Randolph felt the need to send me a message and tell me that we only have 3 minutes left, which now we only have 1 minute and a half maybe left. But we do have a special going away gift for you, but we just don't have it here for you today. So it's the kind of present that'll be more, it'll mean more to you when you're not here on campus with us. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, and leave it at that, because I'm not gonna cry today. You cannot make me. Randolph, would you like to see us off? Would you love
yes. Listen, thank you all for coming and saying goodbye to Robert. The office is open. Robert is in here for a little bit tomorrow. You can swing by, put your mask on, and continue to say goodbye if you have an opportunity. Robert, again, thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you've done. Mike, I will have to tell you, I already got dibs on flying to California for coffee. So, let me just let you know that. But Robert, again, thank you. I've been in this, I'm not the newest one on the team. That's Alan, at least on this side of the team. But I can tell you, in my short 7 months here, I have been inspired, I have been wowed, and your leadership shows all clear across. Excited about new things for you, excited about new and exciting things for us. Together, we're going to be strong. We're going to be dog strong. We're going to be Georgia strong. We're going to be auxiliary strong. So take care, y'all. Bye, Robert.
We've got Brett. We're gonna be okay, y'all. She's got this. She's got us. We're gonna be okay.
Yes.
You guys will always
Better
be.
than okay. Do what, Robert?
You guys will always be in my heart. You'll always be there with me. Thank you.
Bye, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Take care.
See you, Robert.
Bye, Robert.
Thanks, Robert. Blessing prayers to you wherever you go.
Thanks,
Enjoy your
Robert.
time.
Bye, Robert. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate.
Bye, Robert.
Bye, Robert.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Well, I see you in the office. So bye, Robert.